Hello and welcome again to the Bailey Group Coronavirus Questions and Answers session. This is our 7th video. 7 weeks, it's been 7 long weeks, but hopefully we're coming to the end of our incarceration now. So this week we've got some really interesting stuff for you. So we've got a bit more about furloughing, a bit more about the self-employment scheme. In fact, we'll go into that in quite some detail for you, what you can do, what you can't do. And then we've got a bit about the bounce back loan scheme, which is offered by most of the banks in the country now. So let's start with furloughing. Hopefully most of you or all of you will have had a claim put in or put in your own claim. To be fair, pretty straightforward, I thought, reasonably good. And yes, 6 days later, the money arrives in your bank account. Really good. First question of the day then, we've had it off Paddy from Wynyard. You remember Paddy asked a question a couple of weeks ago about his little business. Well, Paddy's asked another question, when can I apply for my next furlough claim? Good question that, because you want to have the money in before you have to pay the wages. So you can apply up to 14 days before the payment is made. So in May, we know the last day of May for paying the wages normally will be the 29th of May, the last Friday. Therefore, 15th of May would be the day when you wanted to put the claim in, 14 days before that, and then hopefully you'd get paid 6 working days afterwards. Good question that, Paddy. Thanks for that. Keep them coming in. Let's move on. Furloughs, pretty straightforward stuff. Don't really want to go into it in any more detail. Most people understand it, know what's happening. Obviously, just to reiterate, if you bring people back off furlough, i.e. back into work, then you obviously can't claim for them. And those that are furloughed are not allowed to do any revenue generating work for you. Just those 2 important points there. Second thing today then is the self-employed scheme that's been announced. It was announced on Monday last week. And the way this works is pretty straightforward as well. Although there are some little chinks in there that HMRC haven't told us as agents, but we can go through them with you now. So first of all, the first thing in there is that just to go back over the rules, last 3 years tax returns up to April 19, they are averaged, and the monthly amount of that average is then paid out to you in one lump sum. Remember, one lump sum to cover 3 months. Maximum you can claim £7,500, and there are 3 constituent pieces to this. Your self-employed income must have been less than 50,000. You must have, it must be more than 50% of your total income, and obviously you've got to have been self-employed and put your tax returns in before the 20th of April. Okay, so quite important, those 3 points there. So we have some questions about this. We'll go to the questions after we've just spoken about the process. So the process is pretty straightforward. On the video that you're watching now, on the little email that comes with it, you will be able to see there's a link to a revenue website. If you go onto the HMRC website, just put in your UTR number, your national insurance number, they will tell you whether you qualify. It will also then say, have you got a gateway account? Now, a gateway account is your HMRC personal tax account. If you haven't got one of those, you will need to set one up for this scheme. We cannot do this for you. You have to do it yourselves. And that involves you needing to know your UTR number, so your tax number, your national insurance number, as well as some security questions, things like driving license number, passport number, those sort of things. So you've got to have one of those accounts. It's called a gateway account. You need to have one of those accounts set up. And when it is set up, then that's where you will go into to apply for the scheme or agree the application that HMRC have put together. Now, when you actually put your national insurance number and your UTR number in, it will say whether you're eligible, as I said before. If you are eligible, it will tell you the date at which you can apply from. Most people that I've seen so far, it's the 13th or the 14th of May, which is next week. It may well be the week after, depending on the demand. I don't know. HMRC has said they're going to ring people up to talk them through the process. I can't really see them ringing up every single self-employed person, so you may not get a phone call, you may get a phone call. It all depends, I believe, on your UTR number. So a couple of questions about this, or a couple of statements about this. One of our clients, Rob, he's a fireman, he comes from Peterlee. Well done, Rob, on the email at me this morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, telling me he'd set up his account, his gateway account for him and his wife, and therefore they're ready to go. Their appointment on the site to claim the self-employment scheme is 8 o'clock next Thursday, I believe it is, the 13th, or maybe the Friday the 13th. We don't know yet, do we, Rob? But that's where we sit. It's the 13th of May, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning. So well done, Rob. First one of my clients, I believe, who set it up and gone through the system. Well done to you. David from Hartlepool, you'll all remember David. He was a silly Billy last week, and who got his money before all of you on the furlough scheme. Well, David's rung up asking if he can claim on the self-employment scheme. Well, unfortunately, David, you can't. You're a company director of your own company. You're not classed as self-employed. So remember that, please. If you have your own company, you're not classed as self-employed. You're a company director or an employee of that company. So sorry, David, no money for you this week. You'll have to put another furlough claim in to get some money that way. Moving forward then, as I said before, the money will be paid in one lump sum. Again, 6 days after you would put it in, there'll be fraud checks on it, as you would expect from HMRC, and you have to nominate a bank account for it to go into. Again, they say it's pretty straightforward. We can't help you as agents on this one, I'm sorry. We can guide you through it, but we can't physically do the claim for you. You need to do your own claim on this. Obviously, if you come to our offices or call us up, we can talk you through it, but we certainly can't help you. HMRC have been very clear about that. Don't know why that is, because we are your agents after all, but that's what they're saying. So, next piece, bounce back loan, the bank bounce back loan. This is basically the small loan that you can claim from the banks. It's 100% guaranteed by the government. There is no debentures, there are no charges on your house or anything like that. Between £2,000 and £50,000, it's very, very easy to apply for. Click onto your online banking if you have it. You must have a business bank account. Click on your online banking. It should bring up your business bank account details. Look for the bit that says loans. Go onto the loans piece. It'll say coronavirus. Apply for it. You need to put in various details, your name, your address, obviously. And then other questions. There are about 12 or 13 questions that you need to answer. Just tick box questions. Very, very straightforward. Obviously the amount you're claiming for. And then you have to sign the direct debit form. Sign the agreement itself. Tick the box to say apply, and apparently the money is in your bank within 48 hours. Very, very easy that, very quick. No problem with that at all. We've had a couple of questions around the bounce back loan. Graham from Wynyard, he has some rental property. He rents them out. He's asked, do we know if the banks are accepting rental property for the loan? As far as we're aware, as long as you have a business account, then yes, you can apply for it. We haven't had anyone where the banks have said no to yet for this. So if you want to apply, Graham. Louise from Scotch Corner has sent in a question. Going back to the self-employed piece, actually, she said she has a silent partner. Can he claim the self-employed grant? Well, as long as he's a partner and he gets a profit share, then yes, he can. Again, same process. He just needs to go onto the website there that we've got in this link under behind the video, and you can then actually apply and see if you are relevant for it. So that's all we want to say about those three things today. Again, nice and short, simple. Contact us by email if you want to get any more information. Obviously, tomorrow, important day in the country, as you can see behind me. We've got Sean and we've got Benny again. They're celebrating VE Day tomorrow. We're all excited about that, aren't we? They've stopped drinking the beer now. They're on to champagne, and it's French champagne. Thanks for the bottle there, Mick. You remember Mick? Mick is our bald barber from Middlesbrough. I need to go and see him, but I'm not allowed out until next week. So we're looking forward to Sunday. Hopefully Sunday we'll have some relaxations from Boris on his daily Downing Street briefing. So again, keep safe, please. Stay indoors. Not long to go now. We can all beat this together. And well done, the NHS. Keep going, people. Thanks very much indeed.